My name's Emma.
I'm Ross Henderson.
I'm Owen Wright. I'm Lyndon Caps.
My name is Lucas Witt.
Loren.
My name's Sajin.
My name's Haley.
My name is Brendan Hoff.
I'm Samantha.
My name's Matt Johnston.
My name is Leo.
My name is Keo.
My name is Olivia. My name's Emily. My name's Georgia.
My name is Vlad Lyson.
Hi, my name's Maggy Spence.
I'm Megan.
I'm Traven.
Katika.
Alex Passek.
Ben McDonald.
It's Jessica.
My name is Lauren.
My name is Leyland. I think that Uvic has done a really good job at leading the charge in terms of creating a more sustainable campus. However, I think Uvic could have done possibly a little bit of a job to reaching out to the community. For example, when we were going through the interview process, there's a lot of students that weren't aware of any of the action plans.
I don't know a lot about them actually, but noticed less waste around campus and stuff. There's some action going towards divesting, I think, but that's what all I really know.
Yeah, I noticed that, we always have the containers for all the different recycling and stuff, but I don't really know too much.
Honestly, I don't know much about it, and it seems like it's very vague.
I don't know about them.
Not sure because they haven't really been too vocal in expressing their goals. So I guess I'm kind of not really aware, to be honest.
I do not know many things about them, but I think I have this plastic cup for a reason.
I don't know a lot about them. I feel like I know a little bit about Divest Uvic.
I'd say the same thing. It just doesn't seem like there's that much out there right now in terms of availability of information to students.
I don't know a whole lot about the sustainability initiatives that UVic has.
I feel like we don't really know a lot about what they're doing. It's like they might be doing stuff, but they're not really putting it out there, and I just think that'd be really important.
They are not great because I don't know anything about them.
Definitely don't know a lot about what Uvic is doing. I've definitely heard about the new campus cycling plan and the Uvic green plan, but I don't know the details of either of those.
I guess I don't know much about it.
The problem with Uvic's commitment to their sustainability initiative is it's a lot of marketing and PR, but I wonder how much they actually follow up on it.
I guess they could just, do better in certain things. Like I could try almost halfway, just make the extra push.
It seems like they have very good ideas, and it seems like they're just been all talk and no action.
Personally, before taking this course, so Geography 406, Sustainable Cities, I didn't really know a lot about the sustainability initiatives here on campus. However, I did get a chance to meet with the sustainability planners, and they were awesome, and they really took us around campus and showed us what UVic is actually doing. So I think it's really awesome that UVic is taking a very task-oriented approach.
I think that Uvic is doing okay. I think that in terms of recycling and stuff, we do all right. Definitely think there are things that we could improve, and obviously I'm a fan of divest Uvic. I feel like that would be important.
I think it's a form of greenwashing in my opinion, and that their portfolio doesn't outline exactly what their definition of sustainability is and what it will incorporate, and I think it was just a means to satisfy students and to push down the power of divest.
I think there's definitely some improvements that UVic can stride towards for the future and for incoming students to this beautiful campus.
Uvic does a really good job of promoting sustainability in students' everyday lives, and also just the clubs that are formed that are supporting these initiatives.
UVic tries to give the impression that they're a sustainable campus, and there certainly are elements of UVic that are relatively sustainable, but I think generally when you look at the investments the university makes into the oil and gas industry, it's clear that they don't necessarily follow through with a lot of their actions.
Uvic's doing a great job. I think there's definitely a bit more that they can do. They're a bit too conservative on moving forward with it. Too much consultation and not enough action.
I definitely go towards more renewable energy. I don't notice a lot of solar panels or anything like that really around.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Solar energy could be used. You don't really see a lot of that on university campuses. I think that could go a long way. Also, how David Turpin is a super sustainable building on campus. If they were to just renovate other older buildings that maybe aren't super energy efficient.
I'd say probably implementing more renewable energy sources. I know that there's a lot of talk about divesting, so that's huge, but renewable energy sources would probably be a big thing that you could implement.
Just the full divestment for Uvic, move away from fossil fuels completely, actually put their money where their mouths are, you know?
I mean, obviously divesting from fossil fuels I think is really important. Gaining more awareness around that.
Yeah, I think like outreach to the entire Uvic community is like a good first step.
I think Uvic needs to take a pretty aggressive stance in being a leader on divestment of fossil fuels. I think that no organization can claim to be sustainable while still engaging in yesterday's economics.
One thing I would do, which I think the Uvic sustainability planners are starting to do, is improve bike lanes on campus. Personally, I bike to school every day and I find it very difficult.
Better bike lanes and better security for bikes when locking them up.
Definitely better accessibility for and better flow of traffic because there's a lot more bikes going through campus, and the mixing between pedestrians, cars, and bikes makes some tricky situations.
Bike lanes. I think so many people use biking as a form of transportation to come to Uvic each day. However, there isn't necessarily a lot of options in terms of once you get onto campus or arriving to campus.
I think they could stop privatizing where they all put their investments and who gets to make those decisions, because it's not even public of who exactly is making these calls and what investments are they going to be putting in.
And something that I've found firsthand coming into Uvic in first year even was just sort of their commitment to having options within their food services. Personally, I'm a vegetarian, and it was definitely a difficult time to kind of find those alternatives that work to keep a healthy diet, but also kind of have a broader stretch of options.
I definitely think Uvic could use more green spaces and not just like grass-covered green spaces. Maybe like introduce some more native plants, get more like lush, some like garden areas, grow some extra food that students can access and can have knowledge of.
Maybe just have food production on campus, and there's a lot more that we could do to be less connected to like the global food system.
Involving students and faculty, I guess, more, not making it this kind of like bureaucratic issue that needs to be solved, and also just like improving transparency.
They could advertise it more and make sure people know what they're doing.
Creating more of like the human rights and more like equal, I guess, providing more equality for every single student.
Or like in first year, there was always like garbage everywhere, so that would be one way. So clean up like the garbage situation in res.
Probably do a lot better in terms of like the garbage that's produced here. The Biblio just down here, you can't have a beverage to stay, you know?
That like sometimes the composts and recyclings are like kind of stretched out, but like there's not a compost with one of them, and we also don't recycle like foil-lined bags.
I think they could find more sustainable ways of dealing with waste, maybe, or compost. Like, you don't see a lot of projects or initiatives going on like with gray water.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see, I guess, like zero waste, 100% solar or renewable energy. Ideally, I don't know, less cars around and stuff. I don't know.
And well, if we had like more bike lanes, more convenient ways to get to campus.
Renewable energy, better bike access, possibly even getting rid of cars and parking and everything, and just complete shuttle access to and from downtown Victoria or wherever you had housing. Like on-campus housing would actually probably be better.
I'd like to see a Uvic campus that runs net zero on energy and also of waste.
Maybe a ring road without cars, just bikes and pedestrians.
Getting rid of cars completely from campus would be a pretty great pretty great idea, and having an external parking lot.
Ring Road turned into like just a biking road or something instead. Like that would be pretty cool. More designated bike paths.
A bit more like transit friendly. Right now, like we have a good like bus system, but I feel like we could improve on biking.
So Ring Road had no cars and was all bikes. Yeah, like I said, a lot more like local food production.
Uvic could improve in terms of like small scale agriculture. We have the community gardens, but maybe if we could do more with that and produce more food for campus, on campus, that would be pretty cool. As well as maybe, like I said, more renewable energy sources on campus.
It would look like just more involvement and collaboration between different like departments and faculties. Yeah, more like public displays of sustainability, whether that's like guerrilla gardens or like demonstrations out in the quad where people are walking by.
Like more plants everywhere, less cars, I guess less like plastic and stuff too in terms of like food and whatnot, like just options to have like reusable things.
I think like for sure in terms of like food that the first years have access to, like limiting all of the plastic that comes with everything. Small things like the way assignments are handed in or like textbooks or things like that. Like a lot of like switching to online stuff or like paper-based stuff, local food sourcing, and focusing more on sustainability in like daily lives as opposed to like one-time initiatives.
I think there'd be composting at every garbage can, it's not just like few. Maybe reducing the cups.
A lot of food waste at Mystic, and kind of like being able to put that somewhere would be really beneficial, or even having like an interactive, I know we have the community garden just off campus, but having something like in the center of campus would be really helpful to kind of provide a hands-on experience.
I think it would be a lot more gardens and permaculture around, and maybe little green spaces.
We already have a campus garden, but like, I don't know, I feel like maybe pushing that a little more, or like expanding on like green spaces around campus.
Emphasis on green space. For example, the community garden is way off campus and no one ever goes there, and it's not very accessible. So having it in the middle of campus would be really cool.
For me personally, I'd like to see more of a community garden on campus. I know we do have our community garden, but I'd like to see maybe another one, or that one just to be expanded because it's not utilized in a way, and I wish that they could grow food that could actually be used and served in the campus. Have students volunteer or even like work and make a small little income, like a few hours a week, to work in this garden and produce food. Increase the education and awareness about sustainability and why we need to move towards a sustainable system. So that could be like a free class in the quad where you come, bring a mug, get coffee, and then they'll teach you.
Uvic defines sustainability as the state of achieving the ecological balance that allows social development and economic prosperity to be achieved across generations. To see Uvic's goals and actions associated with each mission statement, check out the Sustainability Action Plan, which you can find in the Campus Planning and Sustainability of the Uvic website.